Hey guys, it's Ashley and today we are going to be doing my September wrap-up and October TBR. I think those are the months. I think that is the right wording. So in September I read a total of 5 books and 1 really short story. It was a pretty good reading month for me, even though I kind of spent a little portion of like a week not reading anything. Let's get started. So the first book I want to mention is not the first book that I read this month, but the one that most surprised me out of all of them, honestly. And that is Forget Tomorrow by Pintip Dunn. This book I had not planned on reading this month because I didn't know if I was actually going to get it, but I actually received this book for free through BookTube Tours, the publisher Entangled Teen, and the author Pintip Dunn in exchange for an honest review and my thoughts. So thank you guys so much for choosing me to be a part of these BookTube Tours, and I'm really excited to share with you what I thought about this book. There are a ton of fun links in the description that include this book. There's links to the author's social media and places like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the Book Depository where you can find this book. There's also a link to a giveaway down there that they are hosting. I think it's like a $25 Amazon gift card, so definitely if you're interested, go check that out. It's international. So I actually read this book in like 2 days. It was such a fast read for me, and not only was it like really short, but it was just a lot was going on, and so it was really easy to get through a lot at some points. On Goodreads, I gave this book 5 stars, but now that I'm kind of settled and thinking about it again, I think it's more of like a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this book a lot more than I thought I was going to. But let me just get into what this book is about because you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So this book is set in kind of this dystopian, futuristic world where when you're 17, you are sent a future memory from your future self that is supposed to guide you into what kind of life you're supposed to live in the future. So we follow Callie, who is just turning 17, and she's just about to get her future memory that will basically set how she's going to live her life for the rest of her life. This thing is a really big deal, and this whole society revolves around these future memories. So she turns 17 and she gets her future memory, and it actually involves her killing her younger sister. She panics and she freaks out, and she has to wonder why in the world did she do this? What in the future made her so extreme that she needed to kill her sister who she loves so dearly? So she actually gets sent to prison for it even though she hasn't committed the crime, and she teams up with this boy that she's met a long time ago but hasn't talked to since, and it's just a wild ride of trying to figure out why she would do this and what the heck is happening in this world that has made it the society and world that it is today. And it's really interesting. It's a really fast-paced read. I definitely recommend this to you guys if you want to pick it up. It's really good, and there's supposed to be a sequel. I think it's called Remember Yesterday? Anyways, the sequel to this is coming out in October. If I'm wrong about any of this, I'll leave like a little caption here that'll tell you the right information. I am definitely going to pick up the sequel because I really enjoyed this book. Alright, so the first book that I actually read, but basically really finished this month, was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, and after reading a bunch of paperback books, I'm realizing just how heavy this book is. Holy crap. I gave this book 4.5 out of 5 stars only because some of the stories I liked more than the others. I'm going to make a book talk for this. I really didn't take any notes, and I feel really awful about doing it because now I can't refer to how I felt at that period, but I'll do like a short book talk for this, just kind of explaining like how I felt at certain points and what I liked and disliked about some of the stories. But I really enjoyed it overall, and the last story was definitely my favorite. Also, I just have to say, Sam. So the next book that I read this month, I was actually just waiting for Shatter Me to get to my door, so I decided to pick up Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children earlier in the month rather than later just because I was waiting for Shatter Me to come around. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. Like the story, I had no idea what to expect. Other than that, there was like a home for peculiar children, and that it was about all I had. So this book was really good. It really made me hyped for the movie. I am so excited for the movie, and I really hope it doesn't let me down because it really needs to live up to the book. It really does. A majority of you already know what this book is about, but let me just kind of talk about it just a little bit now that I do know what it is about. Basically, we have Jacob, and he is a boy who has been told his whole life stories from his grandfather that nobody's really believed. Everybody's really thought that they were fairy tales. One day his grandfather is actually killed, and a couple months later Jacob keeps finding these little pieces of evidence that kind of showed that these stories were not fake, that they were real. This really happened. There really was a home for peculiar children. And so Jacob convinces his dad and his mom to let him travel to Wales for a couple weeks and try to figure out what the heck is going on. All of this crazy stuff happens that I'm not gonna get into now, but it was actually really good. I really enjoyed this series, and I have Hollow City, so I can't wait to get into that next month. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. So you probably already know what the next book that I read this month is, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really, really good. I had expected a different scenario than what I got, which kind of like surprised me a little bit, but it was still really good. I asked you guys on Twitter and you said you wanted individual book talks for each one of these, and so hopefully I can do that soon. I have so many videos I need to film and plan out and talk about, so hopefully this can get to you guys soon. I actually didn't take notes during this either. I don't know why. I will still try for you guys. I will try. Basically, for those of you who don't know, like me, before I read this is a dystopian world. Basically, humans have destroyed the world, everybody is dying, and now you've got this reestablishment who is like the corrupt, totalitarian rulers, and they are claiming that they can give you hope and peace and that they will make the world better, but they have no intentions of doing that. So we follow this girl Juliet. For whatever reason whatsoever, her touch is lethal. If anybody touches her skin, they will die. I would not want to be in her shoes. She has been locked up in a psychiatric prison basically for like 267 days until finally something happens where she's going to be out and about, and she's going to have to figure out how to cope with this world. I know I said this on Twitter and on Goodreads, but I had not expected Warner and Adam, the two characters that everybody has been going crazy about in this series, to be the people that they were. Like, Adam is in the military, he's like a military officer or private or whatever, and then Warner is like the general, kind of, and I didn't see that. I don't know why. I kind of imagined them as like having powers too. No, this is not what that was. Don't go into it thinking that this is what that was. It's not. But it was still really good all the same. So the next book that I picked up was actually that short story novella, Destroy Me by Tahara Mafi, and I'll put a little picture here, maybe, I don't know. Everybody was telling me I needed to read it before I read Unravel Me, and I did, and let me tell you, it made all the difference. I have so much more sympathy toward Warner, and now that I'm in Unravel Me, it's like I feel for him so much more, and I love him so much more, and I don't know how my thoughts had twisted from like hatred to love that quickly, but it's like, it's so weird, and I am so conflicted, and I don't even know how to feel right now. Basically, for those of you who don't know, Destroy Me is like a story about what is happening to Warner between the events of Shatter Me and Unravel Me. So it really helps if you read that, let me tell you, it does. I gave it 5 stars. Just Warner. And finally, the last book that I am probably going to read this month is Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi, which was pretty obvious. I am like about 100 pages left, not even, maybe like less than 100 pages left. But it's really good so far, it is, and I love Warner a lot more than I thought I was going to, and I love Adam as much as I did before, and I'm really conflicted, you guys, and I'm really scared about what's gonna happen. There's so much in this book that I was not expecting, and because I haven't finished it yet, I can't give it a rating, but right now it's probably 4.5 stars. That's probably where I am right now. It's really, really good, and I'm super excited to finish it, and I'm kind of worried about what's gonna happen in Ignite Me. Kind of worried, but excited all the same. Alright, and that's gonna be it for my wrap-up, so let's move into my October TBR. October, I had imagined reading spooky, scary books, but it's probably not gonna happen because I'm not that kind of person. So the first couple of books that I'm reading, I'm actually gonna participate, or at least try to participate, in another readathon hosted by another one of my friends, Katie from Kate's Book Date. I'll leave the video down below, I guess, if you guys want to check that out. She's actually hosting a readathon throughout the month of October where you read the Mara Dyer trilogy. I have no idea what that trilogy is about. I don't have the books. I have no idea what to expect. All I know is that they're kind of perfect for October, and it's one of her favorite series of all time. So I'm willing to support her and to finally get to those book series because I want to know what they're about. I want to know what all the hype's about. A couple of other people are co-hosting. I know my friend Keely at Mermaid Keely and Ray at Little Lottie Reads is, and I think 2 more people that I don't know, but you can find all the information on her channel, so I'll leave that down below. But I'm really excited to get into these. I have no idea what they're about. Wish me luck. So the 4th book that I hope I can get to, maybe, I'm not sure, is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. I don't know if I'm gonna get to this one. I don't know if I'm going to want to finish the series so fast at that point. I don't know. Like, do I want to give everybody up? Do I want to end the series? I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. At this point, I'm between Ignite Me and Hollow City. Do I want to finish this series or continue this series? That is my dilemma. I don't know. Then I also want to read Crown of Midnight because I want to finish the Throne of Glass series. And this is going to get me one step closer to doing that. I am so conflicted with what I want to read this month. It is not funny. It's not funny, you guys. So this TBR is very, very vague, and it is not going to include anything else but the Mara Dyer trilogy and whatever I feel like reading at that point. So that's pretty much all I got. I'm sorry, you guys. And so that's gonna be it for my wrap up in TBR this month, guys. Let me know if you've read any of these books or are planning to and what you thought or what you hope will happen. Remember, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my channel if you want to know when I upload new videos, which is on a very unorderly, untimely basis. If you want to say hi to me on social media, I am adashabash12 on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, and you can find all of that down below. Thanks again for watching so much, guys, and I'll catch you later. Bye!